Hi there everyone and welcome back to another must-see chess game. This time we have Alexander Kotov, very strong Soviet chess grandmaster, Soviet chess champion, and his opponent was also a very strong chess player, Gedeon Barcza, 8 times Hungarian chess champion. This chess game was played in the Stockholm Interzonal chess tournament from 1952, a very strong chess tournament, and Kotov actually won this chess tournament. So let's see what happened in this chess game. Kotov at his best. So d4, knight to f6, c4, and we have the king's Indian defense. e4, d6, g3, castling, bishop to g2, e5, challenging the center, developing the knight. Knight takes on d4, knight to c6, knight to c2. So bishop to e6, defending and developing the queen, castling. Bishop to h3, f3, defending the e-pawn, cementing. So bishop takes on g2, simplifying the game. And then a6, bishop to b2, developing the bishop. Knight to a7, queen to d2, b5, knight to e3. So with this move, aiming at the weak d5 square. So both players basically are fighting for the better position. And this d5 square looks like a nice parking spot for the knight. So c6 defending, but this is creating a weakness on d6, targeting the Achilles heel, so creating a battery. Rook from a to d8, simply defending, and then knight to e2, repositioning the knight and liberating the bishop. Queen to c7, and then bishop to c3, so threatening bishop to a5 skewer, and queen to e7 and wasting some moves, and knight to d4, knight gets closer to make some trouble. Knight to e8, and black is waiting, and black is also fighting for the better position. But out of the blue, Alexander Kotov unleashed a risky looking but a very exciting attack. Look at this, he sacrificed his knight and throwing his knight into the fire. Very exciting chess, exploiting the dark square weakness, and black has to take the knight. G takes on f5, because if bishop takes on c3, then knight takes queen is check, and if defending the queen, then knight takes, and knight to g4, targeting the weak looking dark squares with the knight, with the bishop and with the queen. So we can see black has issues, so knight is targeting the dark squares, the bishop is targeting also the weak looking g7, the queen is aiming at h6. Well, I can say that black can even resign in this position, so this is a very difficult position. So this is why basically we can see that black has to capture the knight, but then knight takes on f5, the other knight hops in for the attack to make some trouble, and you can see that black's pawn cover has been destroyed. So g7 is a big weakness for black as well, and white has a very flexible active position. The bishop, the knight, the queen, they all look at the dark squares, as you can see. So okay, this looks dangerous for the Hungarian chess champion. So defending the queen, and can you guess white's next attacking moves? What would you do? Would you capture the bishop basically with the knight or with the bishop, and why? Can you understand which move is better and why? So let me give you a few seconds. If you want, you can also pause the video and solve this problem, which is not rocket science. Okay, knight takes is the best move, and did you understand why knight takes on g7 was the best move? So Barcza captured, knight takes on g7, and it is white to play. Can you guess the next move of Alexander Kotov? Not every move is winning for white. So you have to be precise and you have to be very accurate in this position when you sacrificed one of your important key pieces against a very strong chess master. So this is why Kotov had to see all this in advance. Okay, Kotov is thinking like a grandmaster, bishop to f6. Well, Kotov was also famous because of his amazing book, Think Like a Grandmaster, and he is indeed thinking like a grandmaster. So a fantastic move, a fantastic blocking move, a brutal move, a savage move. So blocking the f-pawn, and basically if queen to g5, black is busted, black is getting checkmated next. So, okay, how to defend? King to h8, but this is also pinning the knight. So planning rook to g8 and defending the threat against queen to g5. A very ugly looking pin. Queen to g5, this is a must. Defending, and Kotov is thinking like a grandmaster again. Can you guess the next move? Think like a grandmaster. What would you do if you had the white pieces? Full steam ahead, h4, so threatening to play basically h5, h6, and then it's just game over. Black is losing. So black can resign, and Houston, we got a problem. Rook over h5, and black really can't defend this. Rook comes for the rescue, but bishop takes. And can you guess a very accurate move in this position? Well, Barcza is in trouble because Alexander Kotov continues to think like a grandmaster. Pinning the knight, the most precise move in this position. Queen to f6, an excellent move. Knight is pinned, and again threatening h6, and that's all over. White also has a very nice control on the open d file with his rook. Black is busted the art of the attack by Alexander Kotov. So Houston, we got a problem. Houston sends the knight back for defending and for blocking the diagonal with the knight. But now Kotov played h6 and the knight is pinned. So knight to e7. So basically in this position, pawn takes knight, rook takes pawn, and then rook up, and black has to sacrifice, give up the queen. So this is why blocking the queen, but after rook to d2, this was too much for Barcza, and Barcza resigned because Kotov is going to double his rooks, and then rook in, and it's just game over. So the possible continuation, there is no sensible continuation for black. So let's say b takes on c4, white doesn't have to capture back, doubling the rooks, and rook up, and this is just game over. Basically threatening queen takes knight, checkmate, because this rook is pinned. So queen takes, rook takes, knight to f5, only for prolonging, and then black is getting checkmated, queen takes on g7. So it all started with this incredible move, knight sacrifice by Alexander Kotov. And after this move, rook to d2, the 8 times Hungarian chess champion resigned. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed watching this chess game. Take care and bye bye.